Yeah.
enjoys it and I hate it, that's an easy decision.
Yeah. So
So,
I plan everything. How important do you think having a good marriage is foundational to raising good kids?
oh, I think it's very important. In fact, um, because kids want their parents to be happy too.
Yeah.
And if the parents are miserable, the kids are going to be miserable. You never have happy kids where you have miserable parents.
Hmm.
Everybody knows the stereotypes too of the divorced couple, and then that's going to always going to be the kid's best Christmas that year, as far as
Yeah.
presents that they get,
As
because
far
they
as
try
stuff
to
they get.
overcompensate. But those are still miserable kids, and your children. You can have all the best standards and advice and you know Bible doctrines in your life that you believe in. But if your children don't want to follow them, when they get to a certain age, they're not going to follow them. So you have to make them want to. And so if your home is miserable,
Hmm.
they're not going to want to recreate what you created. They're going to want to do something different. And maybe they'll do better, but there's a good chance they're going to do worse. And I think it's more likely they're going to be worse if you are crediting the Bible for your misery. And if you use, what the Bible says about the husbands being the head of the home as an excuse to beat your wife, then don't be surprised when your kids just don't even want to pay attention to what the Bible says. Hopefully they'll actually interpret the Bible correctly. But most of the time, um, people like that, they just turn their kids away from the Bible completely and they just go totally towards the world.
Hmm.
So, yeah, everybody wants to be happy.
Hmm.
But if you didn't show them how to do it, they're not going to do what you did. They're going to do something different, and they might do better, but it's probably more likely they're going to do worse. So, yeah, that's another reason you have to prioritize that marriage. Again, kids are adaptable. Kids can handle all kinds of things. You can even be in a bad situation as a kid and you don't even know it because you don't have anything to compare it to.
Hmm.
That's why so many marriages stink, because they've never seen a good marriage. To them, a war zone is normal because that's what they grew up in. And so it's normal for you, but there's a lot of people that are doing it right. And so, yeah, you have to show people how it's done, or your kids, especially, how it's done. And then it's like, oh, my parents were happy. We're going to do the same thing. And there are so many things that our family does, traditions we have, ways we do things, that is exactly what we did growing up.
Hmm.
Just even our Peoria Christmas trip that we do every year. We've done it every year of our marriage.
The cinnamon rolls I make for Christmas
Yeah.
Day. My
Yeah.
mom did that as a kid.
Right. Yeah.
When I was a kid.
That Peoria, that's something we did
Hmm.
growing up. And I like doing it because I have good memories
Hmm.
of it. I want my kids to have those same memories. And so the thing is, if the stuff that you do is all only creating bad memories, your kids aren't going to do those things.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that's the most important thing that you can do as a husband and wife, is actually be happy, and your kids are going to want, and they're going to probably be happy. Again, when we were growing up, we weren't poor, but we definitely weren't rich. And I didn't know that. I
Hmm.
mean, I thought we were I thought we were rich. It was, and the thing is, our home was happy. There was a lot of things we didn't have, just so, yeah, kids, they can handle a lot, but they can't handle mom and dad being miserable and at
Hmm.
each other's throats. So
Yeah.
if you can scream the Bible all you want. You can show them, this is what the Bible says. But if it makes you miserable, they're going to think it makes them miserable, and they're not going to listen. Where if you actually live what the Bible actually teaches, and if you do, it'll actually make you happy. Your kids are just going to naturally do things that are biblical. There's tons of stuff that, you know, we implemented in our family, things I've done in my life that I didn't even necessarily know were biblical at first. It was
Hmm.
just, that was just how I was raised. And
Yeah.
then later said, it's like, oh yeah, hey, we're actually doing that right.
Mm.
And it was just, we didn't, I didn't have to nobody had to show me the verse. It was how we lived. And so
Well,
that's the
and
best way to show somebody something.
I think that's exactly where the balance of law and grace comes in the home as well, with raising children and even in marriage. So many Baptists don't understand the difference between living by the letter of the law and being led by the Spirit.
Hmm.
And I know that's like a hard subject to even delve into, but I don't know, you can touch on that if you want, but